Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of A Body at the Farmhouse by P.F. Ford, narrated by Andy Cresswell. Chapter 1. Detective Constable Catherine Morgan pointed up ahead. "We need to take a left just there." Beside her, Detective Sergeant Norman slowed the car and turned off the main road as she had directed. A massive pair of wrought iron gates opened onto a long driveway that disappeared around a group of distant trees. A police car was parked inside the gates, and a barrier had been erected across the drive. As Norman slowed the car to a halt, a uniformed PC asked for their IDs, signed them in, and raised the barrier. "So this is where Tilly Rotherby lives. Geez, this place looks massive," said Norman, setting the car in motion again. "It used to be even bigger," said Morgan. "Years and years ago, it was one of those ginormous old country estates, but somewhere along the line the owner developed a keen interest in horse racing. He had to sell off half the land to finance his hobby, but he did develop a successful racing stable, so I suppose he knew what he was doing." "Is he still around?" "That was years ago. This may not be exactly right, but I believe the guy in question was Tilly's grandfather, and when he died the estate passed to Tilly's father. But he then died quite young. I think everyone expected Tilly's older brother to inherit, but it turned out when the will was read it specified Tilly was to inherit everything. The brother was left with nothing." "But if Tilly was the younger child and the daughter, why leave it to her and not the son? I thought it was always the son, or at least the oldest child." "I can't tell you for sure. I think the brother was the black sheep, you know. Whatever, his father didn't seem to think he was up to the job."
"How old was Tilly at the time?"
"She must have been 21, maybe 22.
"And the brother?"
"I think he's a few years older."
"Geez, I bet he was well pissed off about that."
"I can only vaguely remember meeting him, but I doubt he was happy about it."
"Early 20s seems a bit young to start running an estate."
"I think they had an estate manager."
"So young Tilly's worth a few quid then?"
"I don't know about that. From what I hear, a lot of the people who own these places only look well off. Behind the facade, they're struggling to make ends meet."
"I've never got into horse racing," said Norman. "It seems..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?